What's up, everybody? Big Herc 916, getting down with Fresh Out, and tuned in to another edition of Prison Talk. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, share the channel, represent. I'm here with my man FG, and he's got some crazy stories from behind those walls, man. He was up in the feds. And FG, tell the people something that you seen that was like just off the chains while you were in prison that you think the audience needs to hear about, because a lot of these guys think this game's a joke, man.
No, it's definitely not no joke, Kurt. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you know, I'm over here smiling because I done seen a lot of crazy things, you know. I mean, I done from fighting to stabbings to, you know. And one thing that happened that shook me, though, was I had never seen nobody OD, you know. And first time I seen somebody overdose, you know what I mean, foam coming out their mouth, inmates pumping on their chest, it's almost count time.
Oh,
15 minutes before count time. He in here, man, and they rolled him up in the blanket, pouring ice on him, pumping on his chest, and the cell happened to be 2 cells from mine, so when I walk out my cell, I could see it. So the first time I seen somebody OD, that was a trip for me. But at the end of the day, a lot of these dudes don't understand that this prison life, man, I mean, especially if you affiliate with a gang, it's rocking and rolling, you know what I mean? So you got to stay strapped up with that knife. You got to be ready to go when it's time to use it, and you can't hesitate. So again, the first time that I was in a situation where somebody got stabbed in the neck, blood squirt on the wall, you can't look at the wall. You got to keep doing what you're doing and keep handling your business, or keep from getting stabbed, you know, and the shit get wild, hurt.
So when you saw the guy ODing, for those who don't understand like the drug usage in there, let them know like what's the major drug of choice in prison?
Well, at this time it was heroin.
Okay.
And the sad part about it was I didn't know how this young man, young white boy, got on this level yard. He might have had a high power crime or something like that, but when he came in, you could tell he was well off. He wasn't a gang member, he wasn't a rowdy, you know, a Hell's Angels type of cat, you know what I mean? He was really just kind of a regular dude. And he started hanging with the wrong crowd, you know, and I knew who he was running with. They was with all the business. So he got to running with these guys. I literally watched him go from clean cut to just a mess, you know. And then one day, man, like I said, he called, you know, locked down for count. I happened to be going try to grab me some ice before count. And looked at my partner, you know, these 2 dudes are my partners, you know, and looked over there and seen them, you know, pumping, you know what I mean? I'm like, you know, he's still downstairs, letting them know that the police was still downstairs. So whatever y'all doing, you got about 10, 12 minutes before he come up in here, and and they working on him, man, they operating, you know. And like I say, the phone coming out, and it was crazy.
Did the guards have to come in and call the medics and everything?
I'm gonna tell you what happened, and it's the craziest. That's why I say it's the craziest. One of the craziest things I've seen. The CO was literally 10 cells down, and this kid kicked back up, started breathing, started coughing. They rolled him because they had him wrapped up in a blanket, putting ice on him. I didn't know what that tactic was because I'm not a drug user. And don't know
They're trying to shock the body.
Yes.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I hadn't seen that before. You know, I'm not into using drugs. You know what I mean. So the CO is literally 10 cells down, locking the doors, and this kid snaps back up, get the coughing, and they roll him over, hit him on the back a couple of times, and I bullshit you not, hurt when he about 3 cells down, this kid walked out his cell. And walked out the cell, got up, walked out the cell, and said, CO, I'm sorry about that, man. You locked my cell already. The CO looked at him like, what the? I mean, he looked just crazy. But it was one of them COs that I came to do my job. Hey, if you walk back down to that cell, I'm going to let you in and lock the door. And I literally watched this kid go from almost dead to get up and walk down to a cell. Man, it was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. You know?
And you know, the fact that it was so detached, I tell people all the time that they don't even look at some of the people as human. Like it's night and day. You've seen it when they come in there to squash a riot or do something. It's like it shuts off the fact that you're also a human being because of just the positions.
No doubt.
And it's like you're a foreign occupant. And you know, people think, oh man, these guys are gonna treat you this way, treat you that way. Man, there's people who I've seen that they said literally the guy's dying. They say, well, this, you know, tell him to go to medical.
Right.
Dude, they're dying. You know what I mean? Tell him to give some aspirin.
Yeah. Give him a Tylenol.
You give him a Tylenol.
Fake Tylenol.
Yeah.
No doubt. That's how it is, though. You know, and it's funny because I use some of those tactics today. You know, I told one of my sons, he said his stomach kept hurting. He went to urgent care and stuff. I said, you got to do what we did in prison. Go to medical and just fall out. Go to emergency real quick.
Yeah.
Just get to the emergency room. And he laughed at me.
Yeah. No, it's real.
Son, that's it.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's the tactics we used to have to use to get to the dentist, to get your teeth pulled. You know, the tactics we have to use to even do this, you know, it basically, like you say, make it seem like you're inhuman to these people. You know what I mean? But you have to understand and realize that we all put ourselves in this position.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We wasn't just walking down the street, you know, selling lemonade and the feds came and got you. Police came and got you. So man up when it comes to these situations. You know, whether it's time to, you know, all these dudes in the gang, they want to get to the yard, they want to get up under their homeboys and get protected. Oh, no. It's a time that you're going to have to do something in order to stay on this yard and keep your respect. You know, and sometimes it can be ugly. You know what I mean?
And what you said about that transformation of that white guy, I've seen where guys come in there and they put on that role, you know, white dude, get a couple of tattoos, now he running with these dudes. And because I've helped someone, you know, I helped the dude in the law library, and you know, he wouldn't talk to me in the yard, but he said, hey man, I heard you know the law, can you help me with this motion? And me and my little partner used to do law, and I got to reading this dude's stuff. This dude's family owned a winery.
Right.
He didn't let nobody in the yard know that.
Right,
he had a trust fund.
Right.
He had the max on his books every month. Every month. His books had thousands, but he didn't. But he act like he, you know, walking around and stuff. And so you look at these dudes, it's like, why was you even in? What were you doing? Oh, he wanted to be a bad dude. He was making silencers or making AR-15s automatic. But he only got like, you know, 4 or 5 years. He got, you know, got the plug. Pops no people. But he was on the down low trying to get his points knocked off of a previous juvenile thing, and we knew how to do the old file the motions for that, and you know, he looked out for me as far as commissary. But I'm looking at his stuff, I'm like, dude, you up in here and you're hanging around these dudes, you wouldn't even talk to these type of white dudes on the street, you know. But that's what happens. You get pulled into stuff, and if you ain't careful, you become a part of something. Now he gets caught up in something. Now he's rolling with some dudes who never even could see the opportunities that he was involved in on the street.
Not to mention, he rolling with some dudes that was if they were in his position, they wouldn't be running with the cats that they running with right now.
Exactly.
They just don't know that.
Exactly.
They don't know that they wish they didn't have to run with the kind of people that they are.
That's right.
You know, and
You're right.
It happens to some of us sometimes. You know, I know a lot of people that came in, you know, doing a whole lot of faking. You know, come actually from good homes and stuff like that. You know, I done whispered in a few guys here, man, take a little off that.
Yeah, exactly.
Because really, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be found out. We gonna realize that when you spend so much time in prison with man himself, you're going to ideal who you truly are after a while. You know what I mean? So just be yourself, man, and stop trying to be something you're not. But we get those kind of people all the time. You know, like right now out here on the street, everybody trying to be something else. Everybody want to be Hollywood. Everybody want to make it seem like they got the $1 million. You know, and man, just be yourself, man.
And to validate that point that you just said about trying to be something you're not. You know, like you said, you get in there and something kicks off, and they don't see you on the yard or you hiding in the cell, you trying to make an excuse. That follows you.
It follows you, and I won't forget. We was up in prison and get into it with another race. And they came to the child hall. Said, bring y'all ass to the yard. You know what I mean? And this racial shit.
Yeah.
So when it come down to racial,
everybody.
This
That's
is
right.
everybody.
That's right.
So we going, but we already knew that they stashed their knives out there. See, they was already in position.
They positioned themselves already.
They was already in position, but we couldn't back down. But what hurt me the most is how I seen some of these killers in the street that I've heard of in the street around LA. You know, we from LA Compton, so you hear about gangsters from this side of town and gangsters from that side of town. How many people didn't come to that yard? Some dudes, oh, I gotta go to work. I gotta go to Unicorn. Oh, went to the unit and never came back out. And on the flip side, some older gentlemen that never boast or brag about nothing, just might be some old dudes that play chess that you wave at them, hey, Mr. Johnson, they just older and in prison. They was out on the yard. But some of these gangsters didn't even come. And that broke my heart. Hurt, you know, when I seen some of these so-called gangsters and that other race called us out there and y'all didn't come out, I was able to point out who didn't show. You know what I mean? I was in the shower, I didn't know what was going on. Forget all that, homie. You lying. You know what was going on. So If you ain't ready, to stop faking. Because like I said, you're going to be, but don't get me wrong. It's some dudes that's in there that they ready to rock and roll at any drop of a hat, you know. But yeah.
And everything's close quarter combat. You know, I tell a dude in there, you get up close on somebody and look up in them in the eyes and you got to poke them with that thing. It's for real, man. And it's either you or them. You know, that's the thing about, like, nobody really is going to catch a fair fade up in there.
Right.
That's not, you know, you're going to get jumped. Somebody going to try to stab you. It's like no head up situation unless it's something that you go to a rep and he's like, okay, you guys go up in here. I'm going to look out. You handle your business because we ain't trying to, you know, disrupt anything.
Right. Or it's with a homie.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? You get a head up with a homie or something like that. But like you say, you know, sometimes, you know, it's going to be what it's going to be. And for me, per se, the first time that I actually had to defend myself against a knife is, you know, I was used to going up in the cell, come in here and take this ass whooping.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now I'm the type of guy though, I don't start no shit.
Mm-hmm.
But once it kick off, come on, let's rock and roll. So I tell the dude, come on, bring your ass up in here then, you want to keep fat mouthing. And I go in the cell first. I always go in the cell first, put my back up against the bunks.
That's right.
And when I went in there, he pulled that thing out. Now, he blocking the door. You know what I mean? And it just so happened that, you know what I mean, I happened to have one too. I wasn't going to bring it out.
Yeah.
I was going to run this fair one.
Yeah.
But I had to go in there and pull that thing out. And, you know, is this what you want to do, homie? And luckily, he thought he just had me, you know, cornered. He would try to get off on me if I wouldn't have pulled mine out.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, because there was some dudes that just came up in there and just got in. You know what I mean? Put me in a position where I couldn't even get it out before if he would have just rushed me. Luckily, he wasn't all the way gun-ho. He might have been kind of new at pushing his knife, you know. Mm-hmm. But he let me pull mine out, look him right in the eyes, and you know, and he like, well, you know, check this. He started talking. You know what I mean? You know, but it could have been all bad on that one. You know, that one could have been all bad, Herc. So at the end of the day, you know, like you say, man, you got to be mindful of who you talking to. Crazy, you got to be mindful. Every action, it's a reaction.
Yeah.
You know,
and everybody's talking. Everybody's talking. Everybody's watching. You got people who are trying to stir up shit. I've seen dudes talking about something and then try to create something to get you in a position to get caught up, and you ain't even know nothing about it. Like, who told you what, boo, boo, what? And it's a lot of that going on.
A whole lot of that. And then not to mention the gambler. You know, you're going to always have the homies that gamble. You know what I mean? You know, and you know, the Mexicans or the Italians or somebody's going to come at you, hey, man, your homie owes a debt. You know, and I don't gamble. So I don't know why y'all let him run up $1,000.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You know, but as an ex-gang member, you know, we have to get together and to keep the peace on the yard, scrape that money up for these people. You know, we'll deal with the homie.
Yeah.
But we gotta scrape that money up, man, and pay these people, you know.
What's usually the major issue why somebody gets caught up as far as a situation like that? I always tell people I know owing for drugs or gambling or doing something out of pocket that you wasn't supposed to be doing.
And those are main issues, you know what I mean? And a lot of it's ego, you know what I mean? Sometimes people don't know how to channel their ego to where if somebody disrespects you slightly, you know, sometimes people don't know how to explain that it was just slightly, you know, it was just a slight, you know, we can talk this out, you know what I mean? Hey, Big Hurt, check this out. I don't like nobody touching my laundry, man. You know, next time, just call out and I'll come.
Kind of remove it from the, because people touch it out of the dryer, washer,
Bring my, don't touch my, you know. Then don't get me wrong, I should be on top of the dryer. I shouldn't be leaving my clothes in the dryer, going out to the rec yard, you know. Mm-hmm. So if somebody get at you like that, hey, check this out, bro. I appreciate it if you don't touch my laundry. Just call out for me and I'll come grab it. You know, the dude on the receiving end could take it two ways. You know what you write out. You know, next time I got you, bro. And you not being a punk by saying that, but sometimes a man's ego might be like,
that's right.
Don't ever tell me to touch you. You know, and it could just go bad when two people is really just having a conversation because they don't know how to communicate. So communication is a big key, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think also being able to be humble in certain aspects and not, like you said, let your pride get in the way.
No doubt.
Whether it's like you said, waiting in line for hot water or the microwave, you know, because you don't like the laundry, same thing. You don't take somebody food out the microwave.
Exactly.
You know, hey man, you know, come get your food. You know, you got to let him remove that because all that plays are sitting in somebody's feet.
See, people don't even realize
sitting in somebody's feet in front of TV. That's so spot.
Realize that something is small. It's taking a man's food out the microwave. Sitting in his chair in front of the TV. Yeah. This can cause the biggest situation of all. I remember I was at the microwave, man, and Hispanic guy, Mexican cat was in front of me. You know what I mean? Clearly a gang member, no doubt. And so when I knew one of the microwaves didn't work. So he had already finished, but I didn't see which one he came out of. So I say, hey, bro, ain't one of these broke, right? You know what I mean? Which one of these work? He say, no disrespect, homie, but I don't fuck with blacks. I don't speak to blacks. You know what I mean? I said, okay, no problem. Bam, bam, bam. So one of the homies was standing right there, like, yeah, what you trying to do? Want to holler at you? I say, for me, no. Cause he didn't fake it. He didn't fake. Mm-hmm, he kept it 100. Heard? Mm-hmm. He didn't motherfucker talk behind my back. He didn't smile in my face and really don't like me. When the riot come, he gonna make sure he stab me. Mm-hmm. He didn't do none of that. Mm-hmm. For me, I was fine with that because he kept it all the way 100. And me and him will never have a problem because I'll never say nothing to him again. You know what I mean?
Interaction period.
No interaction period. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, that's just how he felt. Now like you said, I knew his shot call, I knew his unit rep. They come, we do business together. Mm-hmm, because sometimes you do business with the other race. Right. That's just how it is. You know what I mean? But I didn't feel the homie was more disrespected. I said, homie, he didn't disrespect me. We appreciate dudes like this. But a whole lot of people would have got mad and wanted to kick something off because he said he don't deal with blacks. And I didn't see a problem with him keeping it real if that's how he felt.
And taking that as far as even a little step further, as far as people not understanding how racial prison is. I mean, the stuff that they're putting out here, the narrative now, they have no idea how prison's a microcosm or macrocosm. Because some people come in and they might not have necessarily been that way, but they get around certain individuals and take on a certain persona.
Now you do get that, you know what I mean? And what happened was, you got to realize, me being from Compton, Linwood area, you run into Hispanics or you run into Asians or you run into other races from that same area that you might have went to school with, that you might have did certain things with, you might have played high school football with. You guys have an understanding, you know what I mean? And I've been on the yard with Southsiders who I knew from the street, you know what I mean? And we did some business out on the street. We was cool as hell on the street. So when I see them in jail, you know what I mean, they would at least let me know, that dude faking. Like one of their homeboys. Oh, yeah. Or even with my homeboys, putting the extras on it. Man, the homie faking like him. Let's knock it off. So I get exactly what you're saying about sometimes people can get within their area, want to put the extras on it and want to put the this. And with me, man, I just, it's what you're going to get is just authentic me. You know what I mean? It ain't no hate in my heart. It ain't no, but I understand the politics. I understand the rules and regulations. I understand the politics. But at the same time, man, it ain't no extra hate or no extra. And don't get me wrong, we have homies, that don't like certain, things about other stuff. And you just got to respect that that's how they feel. You try to mediate, stay in the middle. I was one of them dudes who, if anybody know me, you run into anybody that was in any pen with me, they going to tell you, I was always going to try to mediate for what was best for the car.
Yeah, you were a communicator.
I mean? Yeah, exactly. So, I did a lot of speaking, you know what I mean, for the car, for the homies, you know what I mean, just based on, hold on, let me talk to them. And now we get to understand, look, everything cool. Opposed to you going to talk to them, now we got to pull out these knives and go into a war.
That's right.
Just because you didn't like the way he said something, but really he was just being honest about what the point was. So, all those things play a big part, in these prisons, man.
Hey, and there you have it. Big Herc 916 getting down with FG on his prison talk.